Welcome to Hot Comics. My name is Lisandra Vazquez.
And I'm Brandi Unger.
And today we have
Andrew Stanley.
the nicest.
He's the
nicest man in comedy. I would like to say. And boy, is he a delight. I know we say that a lot, but he is really, really funny, and he has even temperament. Because why? Because he is a good pastor's son.
Yeah, he is. And he's also, he's from the Atlanta metro area.
Yeah.
If you're familiar with Atlanta, he grew up in Alpharetta, hails from Alpharetta.
He has a lot of things that have recently been happening in his life, and he has a lot of advice for you. So without further ado, enjoy Andrew Stanley.
Bye.
We're a well-oiled machine.
We're also very, our colors are working today.
Hey, y'all are fall.
We are.
Thank you.
Very much. And with the couch.
It got cold today. Yeah, we this is a lifestyle.
Yeah. Put pumpkin spice outfits.
This is all pumpkin spice.
We are pumpkin spice clothing.
Yeah.
It's a new brand.
How is that not
Pumpkin Spice Comics. Let's change that.
Yeah, well, yeah. I feel like seasonal. It's seasonal. We're always hot, but like seasonal, it's pumpkin spice.
Hot Spice
something in between?
Oh.
Comics.
I think okay. We got something to
Andrew
work with.
Stanley, welcome.
Thank you so much. I'm thrilled.
Welcome.
What episode number am I?
You will be
24?
26.
26.
Okay, so that's where my hotness ranking in the comedy scene.
Yeah.
That feels about right.
Depends on how you look at it. Is it's golf, or if it's, then that means you're the highest at a certain point.
That's true. I usually look at things golf-wise if that helps me more.
Okay, then I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's all about perspective.
It's right
you
on
know?
par.
But you brought us a hot topic. It's very topical in your life.
Yeah, it's the hottest topic in my life right now, which is marriage.
He just got married.
It just happened to me, yeah.
Mazel.
It just happened to you.
I just had a marriage.
Yeah.
I still have a marriage. I just had a wedding, I guess, which is great. This is a big goal of mine since I was a little boy.
Can we see the hardware?
Yeah,
look
thank
at
you.
that.
Look at that.
I'm just glad I remembered to wear it today because I've been forgetting because it's a new thing in the routine.
For men, yeah. Women dream about it forever, but men, I understand. Feels like a...
I'm pretty sure Anna's been sleeping in hers, and I think she's ripped some holes in our pillows.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's a little jagged. You guys have just jagged stuff.
That's like a humble brag. She's
Yeah.
been wearing her rock to bed, and it's been ripping the sheets.
It's
Yeah.
so big and strong and real that it just rips right through those
wow.
Target pillowcases.
That's for us.
Yeah, but no, this is a little uncomfortable. I'm getting used to it, but I have to wear it, she says.
You do.
Yeah.
That's
but
what
no,
she says.
very excited to be married. She's asked me to start saying that. And
Good for her.
Yeah, good for her.
yeah, but it was fun. We had an amazing wedding, and it's great. I feel like I hit the jackpot. She is an attorney, so that feels like a pretty good deal.
Mm-hmm.
I just do stand-up, so I had some pretty specific professions I was targeting. I would just wear a backpack and hang outside law schools. Just be like, you guys go here too? Cool. I just got out. You guys want to hang out later and fall in love?
You trapped her.
And we got her. So she'll never see this. But no, I'm now a huge believer that women should get paid more.
Yeah.
I'm all about that. Now that
Absolutely.
I have one on the payroll
Yeah.
or on the that gives me a payroll. But yeah, I think women should get paid more than men. I think they should get paid twice as much as
Yeah.
men, so that we can just be comedians and stuff.
100%.
Just follow our dreams.
Yeah.
Guys, give them what they want. We can do stuff at night and hang out with our dogs all day. It's the best.
That's a very feminist stance by Andrew Stanley.
Yeah, it's the right thing for the wrong reasons, which is probably what about sums me up.
But which is still right.
Yeah, it's still right. So there's bigger problems than me.
What type of lawyer is she?
She is corporate real estate.
Gosh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's not.
You got the goods. Good for you.
Feels good.
Yeah.
So far, so good. But we had a great wedding. We had a lot of people, and no COVID. We're so worried about that.
Yeah.
She was like, if you were doing shows 10 days before our wedding, you have to wear 2 masks
At,
and be making
at
money.
the altar.
You're not allowed to do any free shows 10 days before our wedding.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Fair.
So we got through without any major sickness or anything. And we did one cool thing last night. Actually, we finally got to see the results of it. But we did. You know how a lot of people have like a guest book?
Yeah.
They'll sign and leave a little note. We had that, but next to that, we had like this old-timey looking telephone, like the twist thing.
Yeah.
And it's this service where you can have it at your wedding, and then people throughout the course of the day can pick it up and leave you a voicemail.
That's so dangerous.
Which we learned
on your friends.
we
that
thought
could
it
be
was
dangerous.
such a good idea,
Yeah.
and then we listened to them all last night. And it's so funny because it starts out at the beginning when no one is drunk yet. And by the end, everybody is very drunk. And you can tell what time it is because of the music. Like the cocktail hour had like piano music and everybody was leaving like very respectful, nice messages. They were so happy for you. And by the end of it, one of my friends was literally read into the phone an entire chapter of Harry Potter. He just pulled it up on his phone and just read a whole chapter to us. He was like, if you guys ever have trouble falling asleep at night, you can just listen to me read you a little bit of Harry Potter.
Chapter 1.
Yeah, that's how it was. And he never broke character. He never laughed. And he said, all right, thank you. I'll be back.
Wait, that is absolutely incredible.
It was a lot of fun. So
That's great.
We had a good wedding, but
Have you ever heard the Calm app that they have nighttime stories read by celebrities?
I've heard of that, but I've never heard one.
I really urge you to listen to the one read by Matthew McConaughey.
I've heard about that one specifically. What does he read?
Well, I don't know what he reads, but it's just being like,
It doesn't matter.
Matthew McConaughey. Like the way that he
his
does
voice.
it, it's just you can't. It's so funny.
Do you think they had to convince him to do it? Or
No.
do you think he was like, yes?
I think he really thinks that his voice is calming, and it's hilarious.
Yeah.
It does not calm me.
All right.
Yeah.
He has that. It's funny because he like has that thing, and he's not afraid to play into it.
Yeah.
Like so many serious actors would be like, yeah, I'm not gonna do the thing I'm known for. I don't even like that. And he's like, no, what I do is awesome.
Now I'm gonna read you to sleep.
I love it.
All he needed to do was just use his audio from the Buick commercials, and I would have been just fine with it.
Yeah.
Lincoln.
Come on.
Yeah.
We'll edit that out.
I'm not
Yeah.
I'm not a car person.
Yeah.
Neither of them are sponsoring us. I don't care.
Yeah.
We have several attorneys on retainer. We can edit that out, and you can also sponsor us. We have people
Perfect.
to read our contracts.
My wife will just take care of it.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. She can do all
She's
different
happy
type.
to she knows all this stuff.
Yeah, that means she has to watch this though.
I know. But I am
She could
very
just be informed. She has a paralegal.
she'll send us somebody. But
She's where's she from?
she is actually from Colombia, South
Oh,
America,
Okay.
which is great. She comes from like a pretty wealthy Colombian family. So I don't ask any questions.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, I have Netflix. I've seen the stuff. I'm not trying to be in the circle of trust.
I can't look away that much.
No, we went out. We've been to Colombia a few times to visit some of her family
Mm-hmm.
that lives there, and we went out one time on her uncle's yacht.
Uh-huh.
Red flag. He was like, Andrew, do you want to drive the boat? I was like, no, thanks. I'm good. If I drive the boat tomorrow, I'll wake up in Colombian prison with 5 of Anna's other husbands. And she's like, did you drive the boat too? It's like, yeah, I know I probably shouldn't have, but I'm pumped to be married. I was never good at dating.
Mm-hmm.
I was never. Growing up, I'm a preacher's kid, and growing up in church, they always tell you if you're dating someone, your intention should be to get married. But you're like 12.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're like, God, that feels like a weird intention to have.
At 12?
Yeah.
Yes.
Or anytime when you're not like, because I just remember even in college, I'd be like, well, I like girls, but I'm not ready to get married. So every time I went on a date, it just felt like I was interviewing for a job I didn't want. I had to keep applying because my mom was starting to wonder if I'm even interested in jobs. So I had to go on a date every once in a while just to reset the shot clock.
Yeah.
That's actually a really good point.
But so we won the game now.
Yeah,
We did
you
it.
won. You
I
are
got the job.
You got the cardware to prove it. You
Yep,
know?
we got it. Platinum. I thought they were all gold. She was like, you should get platinum. I was like, I thought that was like a credit card.
Ask no questions.
yeah.
But
I mean, Colombian. Yeah, ask no questions for platinum.
yeah, just be careful. Think about the questions before you ask is the main thing. But yeah, I remember the first date. I was even on a nice first date. We went to, she didn't know it was a date. She thought it was a study
Tricked her.
break with
Okay,
her
you
new
tricked her.
friend
Okay.
that wanted to talk about some other girl.
Okay,
we went
great.
to 6 Feet Under, and I ordered us, this is how good I am at dating. I ordered us fried alligator bites and a pitcher of margarita.
Okay.
And she was like, I don't think this is the guy.
I mean,
And then?
Yeah. Then I don't even remember. Just kind of a blur. And then she's walking down the aisle towards me. It's great. So I wanted us to serve alligator bites as one of our hors d'oeuvres.
That would have been nice.
But they did not offer that at our venue. I can't believe it. In Highlands, North Carolina, they didn't have alligator
That
bites
really
on the menu.
beautiful
you have to go to Florida for
venue.
that.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
They were like, we have almost everything else. But
Please stop asking
we
for
will
them,
not
sir.
kill an alligator for you.
How long did you guys date for?
4.5 years. So we had an extensive interview process.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
sounds like you guys really kicked the can for the interview.
Yeah, well, she was in law school for the whole first 3 years we were together, pretty much,
Yeah.
and so I just wanted to make sure she was gonna finish. You know,
Yeah, I understand. You have to keep up by the lifestyle.
you got to put in the work.
Like it's like, but is she also going to pass the bar?
Yeah, but she's gonna
'Cause
pass the.
that's-
Yeah, we waited till after she passed
Mm-hmm.
the bar, and she'd done at least 1 year at her law firm, and it's like, all right, seems like this is gonna be a career.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Seems
played
like
it
this
safe.
is going to be stable for us.
Yes, exactly.
So since you grew up thinking like, you know, every date is an interview, do you have any advice now that you made it to the other side?
Of dating advice, oh gosh, I'm the worst person to ask. My dad gave me great advice when I was going on my first date. I was in 8th grade, I think 7th grade, and there's this girl that went to our church that went to. I was homeschooled. She went to she was a public school cheerleader.
Wow.
But I knew I had chance because they went to our church, and I knew that her parents would make her go. The preacher's son asks you out. Your parents are like, you have to.
Yeah.
So I took her to the fall
That's what God
festival.
wants.
And do you guys ever go on dates like before you could drive?
Yeah.
So you had to be like taken when people, when somebody's parents
Yeah.
had to like drop you off.
at the mall for the movie theater.
That should be enough to make you want to wait to date until you're 16, because there's no fun version of. No one has. People have cool parents. They don't have cool enough parents to be like, yeah, I hope they come on the date with us.
Yeah. No.
But my dad was.
No.
My dad was actually helpful because he was driving me to go pick her up, and we were gonna go to like this fall festival and walk around, which is a very middle school date.
Yeah.
And he was like, he knew I wasn't ready to enter this arena, and he was like, all right, Andrew, you need to think of some questions to ask her, so if there's an awkward silence when you guys get in the car, you can have some things to say. And I was like, oh yeah, that's a good idea, I'll start thinking of some questions. And so she gets in the car, and we're just sitting back there. Immediate silence. She doesn't want to be there, and I don't know what I'm doing. And so I'm like, all right, I guess it must be time for one of my first questions. And so I said, hey, so do you watch Lost? That was a big show at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she goes, oh, no, I haven't seen it. And I was like, dang, all my questions were about Lost. And my dad's up in the front seat, just like I knew we should not have homeschooled him and should have got him some exposure sooner. So I guess my advice would be to think of questions that are not just based on one of your interests that she probably doesn't have as a 8th grade cheerleader.
Although Lost is a very great show.
I do stand by the fact that if someone's not into Lost, I'm not really into them. So it kind of is a good weed out question.
Yeah.
I should have asked before we were going to be together for like 3 more hours.
To walk around the fall festival.
Yeah.
You know, this might be a controversial comment I'm about to make, but like, have you ever been told that you just feel like someone who could have been inserted into Seventh Heaven?
You know, I don't even think I was allowed to watch that.
That was too spicy, I'm sure.
But he was allowed to watch Lost.
Yeah, well, I think that was a little
Yeah.
bit of my parents didn't really know what it was. I would
Society didn't really know what it was.
Yeah.
I was streaming it, I'm sure illegally at the time, because there was no legal streaming. But you
Yeah,
had to go to a
LimeWire,
website, and I
yeah.
remember I would have to, because I wouldn't be able to watch it live, I think, because I was worried my parents would see it and be like, they're not wearing enough clothes. And so like the next day after school, I would go home and I would like start the streaming. But back then, like the download bar would move so slow, you'd have to like start it for like an hour and then come back.
Yeah.
Then I'd watch them on my little computer.
Yeah. I could just
but
see
yeah.
you as a character in that show, like just like
In
inserted
7th
right
Heaven.
in. Yeah.
I would take it. I was born in the wrong time. If I'd been born a little sooner, I think I could. When did that show end?
Too late
Two-
in the game,
2000, maybe like I'm making this up, but I'm like trying to think about when I watched it. It was like middle school.
What was the
Like
plot
late
of it?
90s.
Was it a supernatural thing, or was it just a family?
No.
It was just a pastor's
Pastor's
It was a
family.
pastor's family.
Jessica Biel was the sporty daughter.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Barry Williams, older son. They had like 5 children, I
Yeah.
think. Yeah.
Yeah.
I might go. You think it holds up? Should I watch it?
Do any shows from that time hold up?
There's got to be some that hold up. I feel like.
Well, the only real thing, I think that the pastor dad ended up being creepy in
He
real
did.
life.
He
So
did.
I think that definitely doesn't hold up. So you can't really watch it without knowing that.
Well, I wouldn't have known it if you hadn't just
Well,
told
that's
me.
why I said it was
Ooh.
controversial when I just brought it
Gotcha.
up. Because
Spoiler alert.
I can't believe someone who's pretending to be a pastor ended up being such a weird guy. That's so strange. He just got too into his character that he was like, this guy must have secrets. My dad doesn't, but all the other ones do. I do some corporate events from
Yeah.
time to time, and during COVID, I would still get people reach out wanting me to do like virtual versions of them.
Okay, interesting.
And most of the time, it would be a Zoom meeting, like we all did those shows where you're
Yeah.
talking,
Yeah.
and those are fine, and there's ways to make that fun, even
Sure.
though it's not ideal.
Yeah.
But there was this one group that was like, we're doing a fundraiser, and we're gonna send like charcuterie and bottles of wine to everybody's house,
Nice.
and we're gonna try to make it like the gala we wanted it to be. And I was like, that's great. And they're like, and we want you to do stand up, but we want you to pre-record it. And we're going to send a camera guy to your house, and you just do your 30 minutes to him. And so this guy comes to my house with this like nice camera and comes up to like my bedroom with my like curtains, and we like set up, and I have to do 30 minutes of jokes to the camera. And it's not just that no one is laughing, it's that there's one person that's actively trying not to laugh, which is worse than no one, because he's sitting there intentional. His job is to be the worst audience member imaginable, and everything in my comedian brain is telling me this is, if someone's here and not laughing, it's bad.
Oh yeah, you're failing.
Yeah. And so if I could get him to just smile a little bit, or the camera to shake or something, but it's
If you can see some convulsions.
Yeah.
No.
Or like some movement in the forehead, or just like something.
give me something.
Yeah.
Shout out to Seth, the cameraman. He's a friend now, but that's the most brutal version of stand up, I think, is one person trying to not laugh.
But okay, so your dad is a pastor. What was that like growing up in the church, and then having be living in the community? Were you guys like figureheads of the community? People knew who you were?
Yeah, in Alpharetta, Georgia, we were a little celebrity family in our little, which Alpharetta was not even what it is now, but it was. Yeah, we'd get interrupted at dinner a lot.
Dynasty.
We had one time a guy threatened to kill our whole family because my dad said something in a sermon that made his wife decide to leave him. But I have a feeling there might have been some other stuff going on. I don't think that was the first and final straw. It was like, we had a great marriage until this Sunday. And
then?
Out of here. And so he started writing letters to the church that was like, I'm going to kill Andy Stanley and his family. And so my dad came home from work one day, and we were all like at the kitchen. He goes, all right, we need to have a family meeting. And he said, there's a guy that says he's going to kill us. And he's like, what do you guys think we should do? I was like, don't ask us what we should do. Apologize to him? I don't know. Like, do whatever. Can we
get his wife.
Can we move into the police station? Or convince his wife to get back together with him, even though I'm sure it's probably not great to be married to someone whose first instinct is to threaten to kill someone's family.
Doesn't seem great.
No.
So you'd think that we would get a police car to sit outside the house, or a gate on the driveway, or added security. What we did is we got a picture of the guy, and we kept him in our kitchen drawer in case he showed up. We'd be like, this is him, and he'd be like, yep, that's me. And then it kind of, we started to learn more about this guy.
It's the picture of him. It's like, because then it's like,
we just had a picture of him.
If you're all dead and then there's a picture of him, that's like, it could lead the cops to him.
I think it was just so beware of this man. Yeah. It was like, just don't forget this guy's out there and wants to kill you. And
It
it was
goes into the shit drawer with the keys that you don't know what locks
it was.
They go
It was
to.
in the one with the pins and the extra garage door opener.
Yeah,
And
it's
all
like
the,
below the phone when we used to have house phones. Yeah,
it was with the gum. You know, just a little picture of the guy that's going to kill
some
us.
golf tees and loose change.
Yeah, and I think he stayed, even after they finally caught him, he kept the picture in there. You don't want to forget what that guy looks like.
No, you don't want to forget that there's always a threat looming.
No, but I had just started public school, and I was like, this is pretty cool. 9th grade.
Ooh,
yeah, just a seamless transition.
In your most awkward years.
But I was like, this is a perfect, cool story for me to tell people.
Cool. Yeah, sure.
I just feel like, it's no big deal. It's just a guy trying to kill me. We're not that worried about it. We just got a picture of him, and we'll probably, if I see him, I'll probably kill him. I'm like, just trying to be cool. It's cool. But it backfired on me because this group of girls that went to our school, they thought it was so funny that this guy was going to kill our family. And so they knew one night when I was home alone, my parents live kind of out a little bit, so they have a few acres, so we're kind of secluded. Mm-hmm. And so I was home alone one night before they caught this guy that's going to kill us. And all of a sudden, the front doorbell rings. It's night. It's pitch black outside. And then somebody starts knocking on the back door, like a horror movie. And I remember I'm in the kitchen, and I literally did the thing where I go to the knives, and I got a knife, and I went by the counter, and I like sat down in the corner of the counter with a knife, and was like about to call the police. And I get a text that goes, "Scared?" ? And I was like, "This is not funny at all." I thought
0% of this is
if
funny.
I almost came out there and started throwing knives.
Who was it?
It was those girls.
Oh, I hate them.
Yeah, I know.
I hate them so much.
Also pretty brave of them to go just walking around my house at night when there's threat of a murderer.
I bet you one of them had a crush on you too.
Probably
Sounds
not.
like something
You're
they
like-
would do, or they're just mean.
Maybe.
Mean girls.
They were all into
man.
Lost, so could have
So they
worked
did, like,
out.
suspense.
Yeah, that's probably.
Senseless suspense.
Yeah, just questions that have no answers.
Never. An infuriating ending. Do you watch Righteous Gemstones?
Yes, I
Do you
had
like
to.
it? Do you identify with
I
the-
do like it. I had to start watching it, even if I didn't want to, because every comedian in Atlanta was like, "Is this what your life is like?"
Yeah.
And I was just like, "Not exactly," but I always tell people,
But
I'm
yes,
like,
it's-
that is not. That is like a very exaggerated version of some stuff that is true.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I
not
feel like
not
most
not
satires
everywhere,
are.
but there are families at churches like that
Yeah.
to a degree, and maybe some of them not even that much of it. I doubt they have like a army they train in their front yard,
That's
but a lot of
It's
those
so
things, I'm
funny.
like, pretty much everything in that show, I'm like, I see where they got that.
I
I was like, they should hire me. I could give them so much stuff.
yeah.
What happened to the guy?
Hire Andrew Stanley, Righteous Gemstones, for
Yeah.
a punch-up writer.
Come on, Danny.
Come on.
Let's work together. The guy that is
Yeah.
going to kill our family, he turned out to be crazier than we realized. He not only was upset that his wife left him, but he was also mad at the church because he kept saying that the church would not allow him to jump on the church trampoline. Which is like, why would we not let him jump on the trampoline? It's because there isn't one. So that was why. But he was convinced, I guess, that there was a secret trampoline that we were discriminating about.
So he's in jail.
So he went to jail. I remember, I forget, I think he lived in like Clayton. He lived like not even that close or something. But I remember they called the sheriff of the town he lives in, and they were like, I mean, we'll go get him, but and they knew this guy. They're like, we'll go in and get him, but if we go in there, we might have to shoot him. Because they're like, he's not going to come with us. And we're like,
Yeah.
well, that seems like a good reason you should have already gone in there. If it's the kind of person that if you're going to get him, you're going to have to.
Like,
So they went and got him, and he went to jail for a while. Pretty sure he's out now. That was a long time ago, and he didn't.
maybe he's reformed.
Yeah, he's probably going to a different church with a bunch of trampolines and stuff.
Yeah.
They're called
And
What did he
yeah, I
just,
should
like-
probably get that picture back.
Yeah, you should get that picture back.
'Cause
Put it at all the adult gymnastics places.
Yeah.
yeah. I'll
Trampoline
I'll
park.
send you guys a
Sucks.
picture to attach to this episode, so
Yeah.
maybe people would just keep an eye out.
Honestly, yeah. Well, maybe we can have some merch for you that we'll design with a milk carton with his face
yeah.
on it.
That would be great. I've been looking for new merch. It could just be the guy.
Yeah, except for it's not like you don't want him. It's more of a warning.
Yeah.
Yeah. 'cause
Yeah. Well, that's good. I could do it upside down.
Yeah.
And so that way, if I'm ever like meeting someone, I can just check it real quick
Just be like,
and be like, it's not him. I'm good.
no. Okay,
So,
that's great.
Yeah. So, but yeah, happy to be alive. Happy to be married.
Honestly, we're happy to be here. And on that note, we've reached the point of the podcast where we are going to ask you, good sir, Andrew Stanley, for your comedy hottie, which is somebody that has been doing comedy for less years than you have that you admire.
Yes. I've been doing comedy for 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
And my comedy hottie today is WRIGHT.
Well, right.
We love Will Wright.
We like Will a lot. And the reason I chose him is one, because he's a great comedian who's
Yeah.
younger. And also he's producing amazing shows now.
He's
He's doing a great
He's
job.
got it.
Yeah.
He's getting it figured out faster than most of us did.
mm-hmm.
But also the main reason is because he is competing in a competition that's near and dear to my heart, which is the Search for the South's Funniest Accountant, November 10th at the Roxy. And I was, not to brag, was the grand prize winner in 2017.
Wow.
Won a all expenses trip to Vegas for my brother and I.
It's just a place to send accountants.
You
It's
know,
just.
Yeah. But Will is competing, and I very much expect him to win because, like it was when I was in the competition, I was the only one that had ever done stand-up before, and I've been doing it like a year, and it's everybody else's first time. So
Oh.
Will is gonna win, and I just am doing this so that maybe he'll take me to Vegas.
Yeah. No,
Again.
that'd be great.
Yeah.
Will would be a fun person to go to
Because
Vegas
it's
with.
just accountants that are funny, not comedians that are accountants.
It's accountants that are signed up.
Yeah.
That are now nominated by their companies. But it's going to be at the Roxy. It's going to be like thousands of people, thousands of accountants, basically, because all these people's coworkers. So
could go there.
You can go support Will Wright on November 10th.
We can
we could go support Will.
Yeah, we can go support Will. I mean, also,
and I'm closing out the show. I'm their poster boy because I went full-time comedy. They're like, look, guys, if you sign up for this, we launched a full-time comedian. I was like, yeah, it was all because you guys.
It could be a fun place to meet men for me. They're all accountants.
A lot of people with graduate degrees and stuff.
Yeah, they seem to have jobs.
This is Brandi's gonna go to the Roxy to do what Andrew did at law school.
I'm just gonna stand outside.
This is what Brandi has learned from our time with. She can get a ring.
I want some hardware and an accountant because I mean I make plenty of money. I'm fine, but like.
But you could use somebody to like.
I need someone to manage my finances.
Well, they'll help you make wise decisions. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like standing outside. I think this.
And you can find one that has a sense of humor.
Well,
or at least connect.
They think
that's not as important to you.
Oh no, it's very important to me. But I will say it's like if they're trying to be, what's worse, someone who is a stand-up or someone who's trying to be a stand-up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They might just enjoy comedy.
That's true. They might just like
self-awareness is more important than whether they're funny or not. It's like if they're funny,
I don't need them to be funny.
Nothing worse somebody thinks they're funny that's not, which I worry about. That is me all the time.
I'm just happy they would have a job.
All right. What do we decide to call this segment? We haven't called it anything, but this is our fun news segment where we ask our some Spitfire questions of our hot comic, and then you just get to answer whatever first comes to mind, okay? Yeah.
Terrifying. Let's do it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, go ahead.
Hot drink.
Hot drink? Mm-hmm. Coffee? That seems boring. I don't really like hot drinks that much other than coffee. I didn't like coffee till the pandemic when I was just home, and I was like, I guess I'll try to like coffee now.
And now that's our whole personality.
What are the other hot drinks options? What have other people said about that? Sorry, this is a lightning round. We need to move.
Hot weather place.
Mexico, where we went on our honeymoon.
Ooh.
Mandarina. Check it out.
Shout out. Swipe up.
Good weather. The water was warm, too. I didn't expect that. It was nice to swim in warm ocean.
The Caribbean, right? Or the Gulf?
Pacific.
Yeah.
It's on the Pacific side. We're on the West Coast side. Yeah, pretty good.
Cold.
Hot food.
I see now. It's because of the hot comics. Now I get it.
Smart.
I'm just like, why are we talking about all this hot stuff? Hot food. I really like. I had to do I had to do the hot ones type thing.
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't on the real hot ones.
Yeah.
But I did. Churches steal everything.
Yeah.
And so I did a church conference where they made me do like this, but I had to do the hot ones, hot sauce, and I did not actually like that. So that's a bad answer. Soup.
Your favorite hot person?
Favorite hot person? Will Wright. I'm just kidding. Same answer. My favorite hot person. Who do I think is the hottest person? Gosh, I don't know. My wife.
That's the right answer.
What I'm gonna do
that took too long. Can you edit it to where I said that faster?
And then, yes. I'm going to edit it so then it's like almost like cuts everyone off.
Yeah.
Hot tea, like gossip.
Hot tea?
Yeah.
Is that a way of saying gossip?
Yeah.
So last time we did it, someone said
chai. You can say hot gossip.
Tea. Yeah.
Hot gossip. Okay.
Yeah.
I love the gossip. I love is alien stuff gossip? I feel like we're gossiping about the aliens. Like we assign a lot of stuff that's not true to them, which is what gossip is. We just start talking about. So any of the alien stuff that comes out would be my intergalactic gossip.
Yeah,
is my favorite.
People really need to stop gossiping, spreading lies about the intergalactic community.
I know. That's actually the reason I'm here to talk to you guys today. Because they're doing it to us too, you know? They're gossiping about us.
Yeah. Misconceptions.
Yeah.
About us Earthlings.
We just all need to be on the same page about this type of thing.
I know.
Yeah.
And then finally, hot sauce.
Favorite hot sauce? I really like, this is so boring. I really like the Chipotle Tabasco that they have.
Why is that boring?
Just feels like it's at all the restaurants and stuff. But
it's very Caucasian to like Tabasco.
One thing,
yeah,
it is. But my sister had a problem sucking her thumb as a child, and my mom really wanted her to stop sucking her thumb. And so to do that, my mom would put Tabasco sauce on her thumb.
Does she like it now?
And then she just really, instead of stopping sucking her thumb, she just developed a great taste for Tabasco sauce. That's what that always makes me think of.
Great.
Love it. Well,
Yeah.
Well,
it's been real.
yeah. Tabasco. Okay, perfect. Well, thank you so much for being here
Thank you for having me.
with us. And
Thank you. Thank you. All
Thanks,
right.
everybody. Thanks, Mom. She watches all the stuff.
Thanks.
Bye,
Thanks,
bye-
Andrew's mom.
Bye,
Yeah.
Mrs. Stanley.
Bye. Love
Bye.
you.
All right, Andrew Stanley.
What an angel.
What? I mean,
I think that's appropriate. Actually.
he is actually an angel.
He's an angel.
And what did we say? He has such an interesting upbringing to me because it's so foreign. That like any story that he has really cracks me up.
We really had 3 very unique humans in this studio because he is just like pastor's son, me, you.
Yeah.
It was a lot, but like
Heathen.
Heathen. His dad would not
Brown
approve.
heathen.
Yeah, and I'm a Jew, so
I know.
sorry, Andrew's dad.
Yeah.
We sure you love
Sorry,
everyone.
Mr. Stanley.
Sorry.
I'm sure Mr. Stanley with the really good dating advice. I have a list of questions to ask, and that's actually good advice. I think
It's great advice.
to have like a list of questions. But like Andrew, who maybe the great advice, don't base it on one television program that a teenage girl might not watch, and also don't date teenage girls unless you are a teenage person.
Age appropriate.
Yes.
Yeah, but he did make a good point. How awkward is it dating like as a kid before you can drive
Oh,
or
that was
before you
funny.
have
That
like
was funny.
access?
Yeah. Where did you have a first date like that where you had to be
No.
dropped off?
I did not. Well, okay, technically I did, but I don't remember it. Like I knew it was happening, but I don't remember it was
Yeah.
happening. I used to make my parents drop me off like a block away from anywhere with my friends. My parents were cool. Like they were fine. I just was
You're like
a bitch.
she said it. No, I think maybe because my sister is 2 years older than me, so maybe my sister would have dropped me off or something like that. But I had my first boyfriend was named, I'm not going to say his full name, I guess. Oh, Charlie Marino. I love saying their first and last
Hi,
names.
Charlie.
I'm sorry. Point is, he's going to find out
Maybe he'll
how I felt about
subscribe.
it. I subscribe, like, and follow for more content. But what happened is that he had moved from Orlando to Crystal River, a big city boy. All the girls had crushes on him. And I was just like, he's fine. But because he had a crush on me, because he liked me, everyone was like, you need to like him back. And I was like, I don't really think I have a lot in common with him. Other than we were both Latino and he played football and they're like, you play sports, he plays sports, you guys should be together. And I was like, well, he really likes me. Sure. And so I went to homecoming with him and I was just like, okay. And then I remember we were dropped off at a movie at the Crystal River Mall once, and then we broke up but didn't have a conversation about it really. It was just like one of those, and then that's it.
So I've broken up. Actually, now that I think about it, I've broken up with most of like the boyfriends I've had. The first one was I was a junior and he was a sophomore. His name was Ian. We were on swim team together. Younger man.
Always into younger men.
I oh my God, I am.
I'm seeing the pattern.
It's a pattern. I like younger guys. I can't help it. It's because I feel like maybe we'll go into that later. I feel in control.
That's for our next appointment, which is with our couples therapist.
Okay, so I remember I broke up with him on February 13th of my junior year because I couldn't let him give me a Valentine's Day present because I didn't love him, and I felt like I couldn't let him go through with it.
That is cold.
My mom gave me the best advice she ever gave to me after that. She goes, always break up on February 16th.
Because you get the candy.
Because you get the candy, the gifts, and you get to enjoy it. And then after a day, you think about it. And,
you're like, after you gave me that Zales jewelry, cubic zirconia necklace, I changed my mind. I think that this is getting too serious too fast, and we're just in high school, and I think we just met too soon.
Also, I'm a jeweler's daughter, so
Why
get that
did you go to
Gisele's
Zales?
crap out of here. Yeah.
Zales can sponsor us though.
Oh, fuck
Again,
yeah.
We'll have Andrew's wife who does not do these types of contracts, but she's a lawyer. I'm sure she has somebody at her firm that does. Anyway, lawyers, huh? My best friend's a lawyer. She does workers' compensation law.
Yeah,
Lisandra
Lisandra will call me. She'll be like, "Hey, I spoke to my lawyer about this," and I'm like, "You mean your best friend?"
A legal team is a legal team, and I think
true.
it's a flex.
And it's fuck yeah, it's a flex.
But most people get confused when I say that I've just had a meeting with my attorney when it's just we just.
But I feel covered. I feel protected now that you know. I know she's not my team, but she's yeah. We have resources, so don't come at us unless you want us to work with you.
Yeah, in which case, but we have lawyers that can look over our contracts and make sure that we're not done. We're not done. We're not really. This is so much fun. So anyway, Andrew Stanley, you can find him at Andrew Stanley on Instagram. That's where you can find most of his things. And then he has a podcast, No Worries If Not. And you can go and subscribe, follow that as well. It's very funny.
Yep. And you can also book him for your corporate gigs. He is off to Alaska at the end of this week to go do a corporate gig in Alaska for a night. So, you can book him for all your things. He's great.
I would
too.
I'm very interested, especially because there's someone still out there probably trying to kill him, and I think that you should support the man who wants women to make more money just because he wants to be home.
If that's what it's going to take to raise the bar for women and break through the glass ceiling is men staying home from work, I think actually we might all be better for that.
I think it's just because also Catherine Blandford's joke about, she's like, I used to be a feminist until I realized that it's hard to work. And then she's like, and then when she moved to the suburbs with Kevin, then she was like, all the feminism left my body and I just want to sit and do nothing.
Yeah.
Which,
good.
Honestly, I support you wanting to do whatever you want to do.
Yeah. And
if you want your partner to be the breadwinner, God bless.
Would you want to be with someone who's the breadwinner?
I don't know. There's too many. There's so many. It's hard. I'm a little bit proud, and I like to be able to provide for myself. But at the same time, I think that it's more of an energy contribution. Because I do see partnerships where one person is more of the financial provider, but the other person provides just as much with the life, and also everybody has a different dynamic. It was a boring answer, but no, I want to be with someone filthy rich.
Yeah. Yes. I've waited this long. I didn't wait this long to.
Oh, I'm not. Oh, I'm also. I subscribe to the proverbs of chili left eye and T-Boz, which is I don't want no scrubs. 3:16.
Oh, God. That's the second time we've quoted them recently.
And that's not the last.
Not the last. So, but I think.
Because a scrub is a guy who thinks he's fly. He's also known as a buster.
Always thinking about what he wants, but just sits on his broke ass. Okay. So.
No, I don't want your number. And I don't want to give you mine.
Give you mine.
And I'm Lisandra Vazquez.
And I'm Brandi Unger.
Bye.
Love you. Bye.